So what are these buttons that have suddenly appeared in this new visualization? Well, it's not unique to matrices, but they don't appear in tables. And the reason why they've appeared is when you have a look at the rows section. We haven't just dragged in the date field, though that is literally exactly what we have done. With that, we've also dragged in year, quarter, month, day. Now, these are different parts of the date, and they form a hierarchy. Now, we'll have a look at hierarchies later, but there are many days in a month, many months in a quarter, many quarters in a year, and many years characterize the entire date field. Now, if we didn't want all of that, suppose we only wanted the year field, then what we can do is we can click on X next to quarter, month, and day. Now you'll notice nothing has happened. The visualization looks identical, apart from the fact that those buttons have disappeared. So let's see what those buttons are and how they could be useful. Now the first button I'm going to have a look at, before I do, we should point out that as we got this visualization selected, we can see the description of all of these in Visual Tools Data Stroke Drill. Now firstly, I'll start on the right hand side and have a look at this. This is the Expand Next level. Notice on the left hand side we are seeing the year, 1995, 1996 and so forth. If I click on Expand Next level, we now go down the hierarchy, showing not just the quarter, so the year, but the year and the quarter. So now we have 1995, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 and so forth. Click it again, and we can click down on this button as well, the Expand Next level. We go down to months, and click again, we would go down to days. Though in this particular case, they're all on the first of a month because they represent months. Now to go back up, we can click on the up button or drill up, and you can see we're going up the hierarchy. So if that's what Expand Next level is, what does Show Next level? Well, instead of showing year and quarter, when I click on these two down arrows, it just shows quarter. So it moves down a level. So this figure for quarter 2, Greater Manchester, isn't quarter 2 for any particular year, 1995, 1996. It's for all the years. And you can see this a bit better if I click on See Records or Data Point Table and then select a particular intersection, a quarter and a region name. So this gets us into something similar to the focus mode, but here it's going into the data and is filtering the data for everything that builds up to that particular figure. So 234,978. So all of those, when added together, make up 234,978. Now, if we wanted to test this, say we weren't sure about the mathematics, you can click on the ... and export data. So this will export it as a CSV file. So I will call it export of data. Go into Microsoft Excel, open it up. So going to my resources, you won't see it at the moment because it's showing all Excel files. I'll change that to all files and now we'll see the export of data. It's delimited by commas. You can see that in the demonstration at the bottom. So check commas. And here you can see the information. And I'm just going to change all of the columns. And now if I highlight all of the sales volume, you can see that the grand total 234,978. It works. So let's now go back to Power BI. So this quarter 2 is all the quarters. And again, if I show the next level, it will go down to all of the months. So this could be useful if you want to see if there's any seasonality with regard to the sales. So you'll see here, July seems to be the hottest month for sales, 360,000, compared to January, 237,000. So you can see there is some seasonality. Now notice See Records is still enabled, so if I was to click on any of these, I would see all of the records for that particular intersection. So I'll get rid of that, I'll decheck it. So now I can go all the way back up to the top. Now that leaves one button that we haven't to look at, Drill Down. Now notice something interesting happens when I click on Drill Down. Nothing. It's selected, but nothing is happening. So what this does, it allows me to narrow my drill down on one particular year. So I can navigate down the hierarchy, but not for the totality of the data, but just for one specific element. So if I click on 1997 now, it will take me down into the quarters of 1997. Equally, if I go down to quarter 3, it will show me July, August, September. And if I were to go down further, it would show me the individual days and so on. So I'll deselect that and go back up and go back up. Just finishing off this section, see data or visual table. That allows you to see the data, which is not actually that useful for a matrix. A bit more useful when we get into charts though, because as you can see it's identical. So if you had a chart and you clicked on See Data, you would see the underlying numbers. So it wouldn't go down to the record level, but it would tell you what the numbers each individual line or bar represented. Drill Through we will have a look at later. If I click on Drill Through and click on something, it says no available actions. We haven't set up the Drill Through. Finally, in the March 2020 update, we've got these little plus icons next to the start of a hierarchy and going all the way down except to the very final element. So we'd have a plus next to the year, quarter, and month in this example. And this allows us to drill down one particular year while still being able to see all of the rest of the data. So with this drill down here, I can have a look exclusively at 1997. However, if I wanted to see all of the years plus 1997 broken down, I can now do this by clicking on the pluses. This was something that you could do for ages in Excel pivot tables, but it's finally been introduced to Power BI and is, I think, a good addition. So in this video, we've had a look at what a hierarchy is, and how to navigate down and up it. And we can navigate down a particular selection, or we can expand the lot. Now, just to show you how this is different to a table, if I was to add in the date into the table, it would just come fully expanded and there's no options for the data drilling. So matrices, they allow you to have more than one axis and allows you to drill down on a particular element within a hierarchy.